Okay, this is to show you examples from the homework I've set today. Some of the questions are different, so I'm going to go through them to show you how to do that, and then there are some abstract questions there which involve different situations that you need to get on with. Okay, so you need some paper, it says it there, it's just what we're doing in class for the first two. We're not sketching them, we'll just solve them, so it takes up to A grade. The bit at the bottom is a rearrangement, and this one is setting up the quadratic and going the same way. Okay, so get some paper and just begin as usual. So 4x squared plus 17x plus 15, it's all positive, so it's an easy example. We don't have to take a minus factor out or anything like that. Begin as normal. 4 times 15 equals 60. Find the factors of 60. This way is the best way because it doesn't have any error, because you can identify when you've got all your factors, when you've got a repeat. 7 don't work, 8 don't work, 9 don't work, and I'll say 10 again. So my factors, because they're all positive across my equation, both factors have to be positive. The only pair that add up to make 17 is 5 and 12. So I'm going to split my equation into 4x squared. The 17 is going to be where we split it. I'm going to go for 5x plus 12x plus 15 and break it in two. Factorise each side. So when I'm asking first in factorise, we think brackets, that's what we're getting him to think of. There's no common factor to the numbers except 1, which is pointless taking out. So x is the highest common factor to x squared and x, which leaves 4x plus 5. I'm predicting that that should be this bracket as well, so I'm going to write it anyway. Highest common factor of 12 and 15 is 3, so I'll take it on the outside. There's no x in both terms, so that's the only thing that can come out. 3 times 4 is 12, so that's worked out for us. Take the bracket from both terms. Identify what's left over, and we've factorised it, so we've got a grade B. Now what we need to do is solve it. So for this one, x equals minus 3, because you take the opposite of the sign. If it was just plus 5 in this one, it'd say minus 5, but because the 4 is there, it's over 4. So that's my answer. Now MyMaths wants it as a decimal, so this one's okay. It can just be rewritten straight away. This one, 5 divided by 4 is 1.25, so x equals minus 1.25. So we take those values and put them into there, minus 1.25. Once it's 2 decimal places, so if you've got a recurring decimal like a third or a sixth, you're going to have to round that, and minus 3. So that's that one done. Next one, the same again, it involves some negatives, so we have to be comfortable with what we're doing, but it's the same thing. So get your paper. The equation was 6x squared minus, add 5 minus 25x minus 25 equals 0. Right then, so same again, front times back, because it's minus, and 6 times 2 is 12, so that'll be 120, and then 6 times 5 is 30, so that's minus 150. Okay, so obviously it's a bigger number, and any other technique would make this a problem, but the technique you're using makes it very easy to identify it. You've just got to spend some time doing some factors. Okay, so 1, 150, 2, 75, 3, 50, 4, halve that 75, halve that again, we've got decimals, 5 times 30, 6 doesn't work, 7 doesn't work, 8 doesn't work, 9 doesn't work, 10 times 15. Okay, I'm going to stop there, because when I've got a negative here, I'm using the idea of difference. And when I think difference, I'm thinking difference of 5. And the reason I stopped at these two is these have got a difference of 5, so I can use this pair to generate 5. Okay, now I've got to make plus 5, so the bigger one has to be the positive number, and the smaller one has to be the negative, because when I combine them, that does equal 5, so I know I've got the right pair. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite the equation so I can split it. If you look at the amount of marks you're getting on your thing for this one, it says 3, so it's quite a lot of marks. break it up. So 6x squared. My advice is always put the negative first, and it helps where you don't have to take a minus factor out. Because if I'd put minus 10 here, I'd have had minus 10, minus 25, and I'd have had to take the negative factor out to change the signs in the way I want it. If you're not sure what I'm on about, do it the other way, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You have to take a negative out to make sure your brackets have the same signs in the right order. So highest common factor of 6 and 10 is 2. Highest common factor of x squared and x is x. That leaves 3x minus 5. So, right, 3x minus 5 without thinking. Highest common factor of 15 and 25 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times minus 5 is minus 25. So because I'd taken the minus at the front there, it prevented me from taking a negative out. If I had to take a negative out, I'd just put the minus in front of there, and it'd flip the signs if I need to have them in the opposite order. Take the brackets that is common. Anything that is remaining on the outside of the bracket forms your other bracket, and we get that. This one is x equals 5 over 3. This one is x equals minus 5 over 2. This is easy, minus 2.5. Sometimes the easy way to calculate what's going to be the decimal is to turn it into a mixed number. So you can just think about how many 3's go into 5. 1 3 goes into 5 with 2 left over, so it's 1 2/3. So that is 1.6666 forever and ever because it's recurring. So 2 decimal places, and I'll slice it there, which makes this 1.67 to 2 decimal places because I've been requested to do that. Okay, so I'll take both answers and I'll put it in here, obviously very sophisticated with a piece of paper. 1.67 and minus 2.5. Okay, so they're quite standard. In a normal